Would you like to earn $40 to $50 per day in the current market? Then be sure to continue watching. So in this video, we'll take a look at yield farming and the different farms that are out there right now, how I make my selection, and how you can find yield farms that could be interesting for you and that will give you these kinds of returns. So if you like the sound of that, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. As you're probably aware, the market is currently recovering. Everybody is saying that April is usually a good month because out of 7 years out of 10, it has been a positive month. Of course, this is no guarantee that this will be a good month, but so far it has been a pretty good start. So let's just assume that the market continues to move sideways, or hopefully that the market will go up. Then I think this is a very good position to start taking a little bit more risk. In this video, I assume that we have $5,000 available, and I assume that we will get $50 per day on average. Of course, $50 per day on average, that means that we are expecting $1,500 at the end of each month, and of course, 1,500 is 30% of 5,000. So this means that every month we have to hit a 30% target, and that basically means that we need an annual return of 360% or more. Now, everybody who has watched my videos, they know that this is all very high risk, but if you're new, I'm going to repeat this. If you're chasing 300% returns or more, this is very high risk. So if you're not willing to take any risk, if you're not comfortable losing all your money, then please stop watching this video. So of course, nothing in this video is financial advice. With all of that out of the way, let's continue. Because the market is looking up, and I think the market will continue to go up, I am not comfortable selling, for example, the Matic that I have stashed. So rather than selling my Matic, I'm going to QiDao. That's the website you see right now. I'll put a link in the description for you to look at. They started on Polygon, but as you can see, they have expanded rapidly to other platforms, and they are doing this very successful. So they have a lot of on Phantom, Polygon, Avalanche, and so forth. So you can use this strategy on all these different networks. So the first thing you do is go to vaults. As you can see, I've already created a vault. When taking a look at the vault, we see that we pay 0%. I have 7,000 Matic and I borrowed against it $5,000 that we're going to use to farm different tokens. On top of that, I'm actually being paid in the QiDao token 1% APR for borrowing these tokens, which of course is very interesting. I don't know how long they'll be able to do this, but they have been offering 0% for a few months now, so this is definitely an interesting way to not sell your tokens and get liquidity to do some yield farming. The next thing we have to do is find an interesting yield farm that will give us the returns that we are looking for, and of course we have to limit our risk so that we don't get scammed, of course. So normally I use Rugdog, but I went through the list and there haven't been that many interesting projects in this list. So the next thing that I do is go to the different networks themselves. Let's first take a look at Matic, and one of the most important swapping platforms is of course Quickswap. So we'll take a look at the farms here. So we click on farms, let's take a look at LP mining. And then let's sort the list on APY. Next we start scrolling. Of course these crazy APYs I'm going to ignore. And then we scroll down to the ones that we're looking for, which is about 360% or more. So this is the list. And then you start seeing if you know any of these projects that you're seeing right here. So the only one that I know in this list is this one. So let's take a look at what this token is all about. So WSG stands for Wall Street Gaming. This token has been around for about a year, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. As we see, after launch, it had a little dip. It went back up with the gaming hype, crashed again. And then at the end of October, it had a nice little pump again. And then like anything else in the market, it started going down. So it's a micro cap, it's only 6 million. But when we zoom in to the last 30 days, we see that the project is trending up along with the market. So if you believe that the gaming market is going to move up, then this is something you might take a look at. Of course, the more research you do into a certain project, the more you will be limiting your risk. So in this case, I suggest going to the website. There we can see that they have some active games, so let's take a look at the Play Store. You can go check out the different reviews if you want, but I think the most important thing is how many installations they already have, and we can see that they have more than 10,000. So this is not insane, but we do see that the game is active. It was updated last 11th of March. It's definitely nice to see that they have a working product. So in my book, this is definitely one I will do some more research into. Let's see what we can find on the next page. So sadly, the returns drop very quickly. So these ones are definitely too low to hit our $40–50 mark. So let's keep going up. And then we see Tower. I know this one as well. Tower is also a game. On CoinMarketCap, we see that this one has an 8 million market cap, so it's a little bit bigger, but again, it's still a very small project. Let's take a look at the max, and we see a very similar curve. So we have a nice boost in the beginning, then we have that big boost at the end of the year. This one, however, is at the end of November and not the end of October. And then it crashes along with the market, and then when we take a look at the last 30 days, we see a very nice uptrend. So when it comes to the token itself, and just looking very briefly at the statistics here, then I think the Tower token looks a little bit more interesting, but of course you'll have to do a lot more digging. Just for fun, let's take a look at the website. Scrolling down, we see get it on Google Play. We have 80,000 reviews, that's definitely impressive. 4.1. And we have over 1 million installs. So yeah, this is definitely looking a lot more interesting already. And this is also probably why the returns are lower than with the other token. Now, as with any investment strategy, it really makes sense to take a whole bunch of different ones so that you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. So for example, if you find a project that will give you 400% return, you can easily mix it with this one, and then you'll still have an average of 360%, for example. Now, because we want to spread our risk, we want to find multiple high quality projects, and we want to find them on trustworthy platforms. So it will be hard to find everything, for example, on Polygon, and this is why we're going to take a look at different networks. So the next network we'll take a look at is AVAX, and one of the interesting platforms you can take a look at is Trader Joe. So when we arrive on the website, we click on Farm, and the first thing you'll notice is that the returns are not expressed as APY but APR, and this is a very big difference. For example, this one gives you a return of 285% APR. And if we use our APR to APY converter and we assume that we have a compounding interest on a daily basis, this means that you'll have to compound it yourself on a daily basis, but that means that you'll have a annual return of 1000%. So this one would be very good in the mix if the project is interesting, of course. So the token that we're going to take a look at is DEG. I've never heard of it. As you can see on CoinGecko, it is unranked. There was 2 million in volume, and it only existed since 18 March. So this is pretty high risk, to my opinion. To find out more about this project, let's take a look at the website. So at first glance, it looks like it's an insurance product aimed at DeFi. Let's see what else we can find and scroll down the website. We have the tokenomics here. We see that the team board is kind of doxed, so we have some names and Twitters. We see the investors, the partners, and we see a public advisory board, so this is definitely good to see. Either way, again, I don't know this project, but it seems like it's worth investing 1 or 2 hours of your time to see what it's all about. So going back to Trader Joe's and going to the list, if you filter on APR, anything above 165% APR will result in 360% APY at the end of the year if you compound it daily. So basically anything here like NIVO, VSO, and so forth will give you the return that you are looking for. Again, all of this is high risk. You'll have to do your research. You'll have to see if it's an interesting project, if it's still alive, and if it has some milestones coming up, yes or no. And if you really want to mix things up, you can actually also look at NFT projects. For example, Kaiju Kingz will give you a return of 5 R-waste per day. So in this case, I already have 575 R-waste. Sadly, R-waste is not listed on CoinGecko, but using nomex.com, you can find all the information you need. So you can see since the end of 2021, the price of the token has been pretty stable around $5. So this will give me a return of about $25 per day. Sadly, Kaiju Kingz is not within our $5,000 budget, so please don't jump in. We do see a price of 125 Ethereum. Sadly, this is for the baby Kaijus and they don't generate R-waste. So the only Kaijus that generate the R-waste are Genesis Kaijus, and they have a number which is below 3,333. And as we can see, most of them are above 5 Ethereum. So again, sadly, this project does not fit the bill. But as you know, there are constantly new NFT projects coming out. So if you like NFTs, this is also something you can take a look at. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to put a comment. Also, if any of you are going to BTC Miami, put a comment here as well. That means I won't be making a video next week, but I will be making a video the week after with hopefully some cool news from the BTC Miami conference. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.